Back again. I don't
We
even know.
back.
I don't know if this count is the fifth installment or the sixth one.
Hey man, we just gonna keep racking up on them, man. However they come, one day we gonna be at 1,000. We're gonna be like, damn.
Yeah. We done
So,
lost the episode, folks. Just we stumbling our way through it. We floundering a little bit now, but we ain't no YouTube experts. You know, we don't come from this hill. We learning as we go on along. This like a crash course, ain't it, Bob?
yeah, something like that. Something like that.
All right. So, well, goddamn, what you want to go through first? You want to get into the entertainment news, or you want to go into, real world type stuff?
Well, let's go into the real world type stuff before we dash into a little bit of the negativity. Let's keep it with the real world first.
All right. Well, I think it would be fitting to follow up on our coverage of Elon Musk. We spoke about him in, the previous episode, and a lot has happened since then. Are you up to speed on what's going on with him and Twitter?
Yes, I seen that they accepted the deal for Elon Musk.
Yeah. He secured the financing. It seems like they're gonna accept the deal. What he wants to do is take Twitter private. Instead of it being a public company. That's the element of it that I didn't know before. And how you feel about that initially when you heard the news?
Take it private.
No, just the fact that it looks like they're going to accept the deal. I think it's important to know that this time that nothing is final. Like they're saying that they've accepted the deal, but it's not actually done yet. This thing could still fall to pieces.
Yeah.
So,
but because of financial situation and it's 44 billion, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make that. I mean, I don't think anybody's playing games right now. I think that a deal is gonna get done. I mean, that is not already done. I just think that it's hard to think that Twitter would even sell it though, to me, but because they was, they made a quote that they was like Elon Musk is crazy or something if he can buy it, and now they're caving in. So
yeah, I think they said 54.20 a share is what he's buying it for.
yeah,
And Elon Musk is such a corny dude, man. He always makes like 69 jokes and 420 jokes. So, that 54.20 thing, that's like a weed joke, right?
a lead joke you said.
A weed joke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about whether you think this is a good thing. I asked you initially, what was your reaction to him buying it? Like, do you think that this is going to make Twitter better, worse? I mean, there's a lot of implications. They're saying that this is going to be a good thing for the right. What do you feel? What do you say about that?
Good thing, right? I think with Twitter, I think that it's gonna be. I think Elon Musk is gonna turn this into his pump and dump situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna turn this into his pump and dump situation. I think personally, with Dogecoin and Shiba Inu,
Mm-hmm.
that crypto Twitter. I think that's what it's gonna turn into. I think that he gonna turn it into a whole crypto thing where you can get paid and all of it. That's just my take on what I think. But do I think Twitter would do good? I think it's gonna do good because he has a big following. So will it be good for the right? I'm not sure. I can't tell you if it will be good. Is it gonna work for them? But I don't see how. I think it's gonna work for Elon. I don't see how it's gonna work for anybody else.
What do you think about people feeling that he's going to do things for free speech? I remember he released a statement and he said something to the effect of he's going to keep his his biggest critics on Twitter because he feels like that's what freedom of speech is all about. So do you think he's going to be this champion of free speech that he's professing to be?
Hmm. I can't answer that. We'll see. I mean, uh, uh, when it comes to making money and me thinking what he's gonna do as far as business and making money, I can kind of pinpoint that because we see where he's going. Seems like he's going to, he's making his money moves, and I think it's really more on the communication, and Twitter has a lot of power. So I'm not sure the power that Twitter got because I'm not that. I got an account. I had an account for a year, 2 years, but I'm not that fluent with Twitter. But I'm hearing it's a lot of sponsorships that go on Twitter. That uh, a lot of writing sponsorship. So freedom of speech, or could it
That's
be?
what we're talking about, freedom of speech. Like, what
Yeah.
you think it's going to? Because just to give some context to what I mean, Donald Trump has been removed from Twitter for maybe was it inciting the January 6th riots, or was it the COVID misinformation? I can't remember, but for whatever reason, Donald Trump has been banned from Twitter from getting too flip out the mouth, for a lack of a better term. So,
Oh, I see.
do you think that was fair? Do you think now that Elon's in charge, Donald Trump's coming back? I mean, Donald Trump said that he has no interest in coming back to Twitter, but I mean, I don't really believe shit that comes out of Trump's mouth. So I'm asking you,
Right.
now that everybody's saying that, and when I say everybody, I mean the right wing, conservatives, Republicans. I'm hearing a lot of talk from them saying that they're getting treated unfairly, they're getting censored, things of that sort. So now that we have Elon Musk in that seat, and he's talking about freedom of speech, do you think this will be the return of Donald Trump? Do you think we're gonna get less regulation by way of community standards, so to speak, on Twitter with this Elon Musk move?
That you say it like that, and that you pointed out those points with Donald Trump, him being kicked off Twitter. I could see a couple of powerful people coming together that you said on one side and saying, "Hey guys, listen, these guys are getting a little bit too out of line. They're kicking us off of their platforms. I think we all need to go in and let's just buy it. Let's just buy it and then have us where we can expose ourselves." That could have been a conversation that could have had amongst people, and somebody could have bought it, and all of them could have been on the right wing. And it could be a alley hoop for Trump. Like, look, Trump, it's free speech. You're back on. Because you got to think, man. They smashed. I mean, they crashed the White House.
You're
So
referring to the January 6th riots?
yes, they, they there's a riot in the White House. So I'm saying that, yeah,
That was a Capitol building. I don't think it was a riot at the White
not
House.
not a riot, but
Yeah, but go ahead.
that's where I see. That's where I see. I think that could be the case. I think it could be a case of Elon Musk buying it, power to his friends, give power back to his his rich buddy friends to take out.
I could see something like that happening. I definitely could see something like that happening. Um, I honestly think that Twitter was. I don't think it was an issue of freedom of speech when Donald Trump got knocked off Twitter. I see it more as Twitter doing what was best for business, and businesses are allowed to have terms of service. So I think they deemed what Donald Trump was doing as bad for business and decided to get him out of there. So if Elon is the boss, ostensibly, he might feel like it's good for business to have Trump on there saying crazy stuff. I don't know. But I will say this. I don't think Elon Musk is a champion of free speech. I think it's all of an act, and I think Elon Musk is kind of an asshole personally. Uh, I actually have a little bit of evidence to support my feeling about him being an asshole. There's a CNBC article where they highlighted a situation where Elon Musk was petty enough to hold up a blogger's Tesla order because the blogger said something that Elon Musk didn't like. Yeah. Did you know that Elon Musk is from apartheid South Africa?
No. Apartheid, you said?
Yeah.
No, I
You
didn't
know,
know.
apartheid, blacks and whites shouldn't be mixing, just to sum it up. That was going on in Africa, when Nelson Mandela was locked up, that whole situation. And that's where he come from. And his father is said to be a white nationalist. So when I see all of that combined with you supporting, or speaking up for people like Trump, and then you stand beside Kanye when he was doing that whole little presidential clown show he had going on. I just don't. I don't think he's a good guy. I'm not a big fan of him. I understand that SpaceX is good. Like as far as like science is good. We need to be out in space. I think we need more electric cars. Tesla definitely led the charge with that. I'm being objective about it. I'm not saying everything he does is bad, but I
Right.
don't see this as like a good thing for freedom of speech. I think it might even be um he might even make Twitter more of a vector of misinformation, more so than it already is. If they got less regulations on people just being able to do whatever they want, you can incite riots, you can say things that are not true about vaccines and COVID, just make it like the wild, wild west over there. I mean, it might be a good thing if that's the type of stuff that you're trying to express. But for people like me who think that the truth matters, who's trying to combat misinformation, I
Right.
like to see of myself as like an advocate of critical thinking, epistemology. I'm I'm the arch nemesis to a white supremacy. So
Okay.
I don't like to see a guy like Elon Musk, like, or maybe my feelings is getting involved. I don't like Elon Musk, so I don't see it as a good thing. But hopefully, hopefully it
Right.
works out in all of our favor. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm bracing myself for the worst.
Right. Well, I know you brought in, I mean, you brought up a little bit about um, Elon Musk and him hanging next to his buddies. It's been a lot of news talking news on, to get off topic, but Wack 100. Are you familiar with Wack 100?
Oh yeah, that's quite a segue you got there. We could go into Wack 100 though. Yeah, I'm familiar
So,
with it.
are you also familiar with Hassan Campbell?
I am. I actually saw a picture of Wack 100 and Elon Musk together once upon a time.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, they were being all chummy. I don't know what it was about. I don't know if they got something in the works. It was just Wack 100 and Elon Musk. I said, well, I'll be damned. But I have been hearing a lot of news about Wack 100 and Hassan. Speak on.
Right. So, on this channel, and how long have you been talking to me? I've been expressing marketing. And I always look at the side of marketing
Mm-hmm.
with these people's situations. So
Yeah.
with Wack 100, Hassan Campbell situation,
Yeah.
do you feel like this is good marketing, or do you feel like this is an actual genuine situation that's going down?
I think there might be some true elements to it, but I think that this is a big marketing campaign. And just to give some context for the audience, somebody who might be listening in, just want to frame the story a little bit. Recently, we've heard Wack100. He's, of course, the famed manager. He's games manager. He's managing Tekashi 6ix9ine. Recently, he was on a podcast where DJ Academics was acting as the mediator. Also on that same podcast, that episode was Hassan Campbell and Tekashi 6ix9ine. And they discussed a lot of different topics. They discussed a lot of different topics, and it resulted in Wack100 and Hassan Campbell not seeing eye to eye after the interview, because Hassan Campbell had said some words about Wack100 prior to the interview. Wack100 says that he wasn't aware of the disrespect. So he said that if he would have known beforehand that Hassan was talking crazy about him, he would have got down with him immediately on site. He said they would have had to fight or do whatever they had to do. That's what Wack100 said. So they go there. They're all chummy. There's footage of Hassan Campbell and Wack100 being all buddy-buddy. But after the interview, things went left, and Hassan Campbell ended up recording a conversation between him and Wack100 on the phone without Wack100's knowledge. And a lot of things that were discussed on that phone call, I don't think Wack100 wanted out to be on to the world. He said some disparaging remarks about Nipsey Hussle. He said some things that some could take as disrespect about Big U of the Rolling 60 Crips. You know, that whole neighborhood Crip car out there in West Side. He also said some things that could be taken as him extorting podcast hosts like Academics, Adam 22, Gillian Wallow.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Do you believe he's extorting? Now, a lot of talk is saying that he's extorting DJ Academics.
Okay, so we'll go through each of the claims one by one. Now, the first one we'll deal with is, do I think he's actually extorting podcast hosts? No. I don't think so.
You think he's squeezing them?
I heard the audio where he did use the word squeeze. Now let me say this. I'm gonna put some nuance on it. I believe he may have been talking on the phone to Hassan Campbell and giving Hassan Campbell the impression that he's extorting podcast hosts. Do I think he's in actuality extorting podcast hosts? No. And when I say that he may have been trying to give Hassan that idea, I don't know, because I don't know what's in Wack's head, but he was trying to, it seemed like he was trying to be like, he's telling Hassan all this stuff. I'm thinking like, what is he trying to be, his manager? He's trying to like butter him up, getting good with him. I don't know. So I think that he could have been saying that to make Hassan feel like this is a guy who could get me on podcasts, like bring my career to the next level. But Wack100 himself has since denied that. One of the people that they mentioned that he might be extorting was Noriega. Noriega doesn't strike me as the type of dude that could get extorted by Wack100. You know, I don't know how much you know about Noriega, but Noriega ran with a group of guys up north called the Murder Unit. He just doesn't strike me as the type of dude that's gonna let Wack100 come over down there and extort him. I'd say the same for Gillian Wallow. I could be wrong. I don't know these guys personally, but it just doesn't pass the smell test to me. So Wack100 himself denied those claims, and he said squeeze. When he says squeeze, it just means that he's going to try to convince somebody to do something. They might owe him a favor, so he could, hey, these my people, man. Come on, man. You said you was going to do it. What you going to do? You said you was going to call me back. What's up, man? Get my people on the show. I think it might have been more of that type of thing. What you think?
Got you. So
did you hear the audio?
Yeah. I heard the audio. I didn't hear all of it, but I heard enough of what he
So
said.
you think he's extorting people?
I don't think he's extorting them.
Okay.
I think he putting some pressure on academics. Something, I think out of anybody, I think academics may be coughing up. He can seem like he can intimidate academics for him to do. You know what I mean? I don't think he can do that to Nori, and I definitely don't think he can do that with Gilly.
Academics is getting money, man.
Right. What that mean? You don't think he can squeeze him? You don't think
I'm just saying that academics has been
making money?
pressed recently by some guys that might be deemed as like tough, and he kind of held his own.
Oh, okay.
He was barking back. He was telling people like, pull up. I'm here. I'm prepared for whatever. And I just, I mean, I just feel like academics could have just told the FBI if it was a problem. You know what I'm saying? To insulated himself and been perfectly fine.
I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's like that. I think it's just like more of manipulation. You know what I mean? Not more of he's, more of just overusing him. I think he's Wack100 is probably more of doing that than probably extorting him for money. You know what I mean?
I get what you say. You think that he might be manipulating academics, and he might not be doing it forcibly, but he's another word we could use. Would you say that you think Wack100 is finessing academics?
Yes, that's a better word. Yeah, that's a better word. Because I heard him on one, talking with somebody was saying that academics don't create no talent. He just talk about what is already a story, So he wasn't really giving academics like his proper credit. He was like, he ain't really creating content. He's just talking about issues that's already an issue. So, but I thought about you in this story because Hassan Campbell came back and said that Wack100 could be like in the Illuminati, or he's with the people where he get these tapes of people and he can extort them.
Oh, I get what you're saying. We covered the sextortion
Exactly.
story,
We covered
and yeah, I think that that's a good thing to bring up because Wack100 seems to always get his hands on sex tapes.
Right. So
He just to give context to the audience, people who might not be up to speed, Wack100 was the one who claimed that he had the second sex tape between Kanye and Ray J, the one that hadn't been released. And he also claimed that he gave that sex tape to Kanye West free of charge on some favor for favor type of stuff. Then during that phone call that Hassan recorded, he mentions a sex tape with Nipsey Hussle and his baby mother. And they said Nipsey was doing some pretty raunchy stuff on the video. They made allegations that Nipsey could be. Listen, man, he was saying a lot of weird stuff, but he got a tape. Another tape wasn't a. Oh, he claims that he had a tape of Oscar De La Hoya, and he worked out something with Oscar De La Hoya. So this is a guy who I don't think is above holding a sex tape over somebody's head and maybe putting the squeeze on them. I don't think he's above that. If that's what we're talking about, yeah.
Right. So that was very interesting to
That's an interesting element to it. I mean, do you even believe what he's claiming about is on the tape with Nipsey?
Right. I mean, like we said before, this is a cloud chase. Okay.
Yeah,
You said you feel like this more as a marketing campaign. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I
yeah.
feel like it's excellent marketing. I even think I wouldn't be surprised if Hassan Campbell is with it as well. Like they're
You
both
think
with
that? Yeah. Let me follow what you're saying. You think that Wack 100 and Hassan Campbell could have orchestrated this whole thing?
Yes, let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the numbers because when you take a look at it, like Wack 100 said, he has more. He's more valuable now. All of this made more views. It made a lot of headlines. He was saying that this really got his more subscribers. It got him more. It got him more exposure. So same thing about Hassan. People talking about he the king of New York. You did that. It's like he got a lot. I can see what both of them gained just beyond the situation. I
I'm
mean,
look,
everybody's just talking about something could happen to you. You could die. You could die. But I'm looking at this as just for their businesses and what they got going on.
mhm.
Good for business. You get me?
I think it's undeniably good for views, subscribers, and things of that sort. But I'm skeptical that Hassan and Wack 100 were in cahoots on this one. And I think what's really going to be a deciding factor for me is to see what's going to happen as a result of Hassan Campbell releasing this audio. Wack 100 has claimed that it's against the law to record somebody without their knowledge in California, and that Hassan Campbell could be at least civilly liable, for some damages to Wack 100. Wack 100 has even gone as far as to say that he's going to get Wack. Wack said that he's going to get Hassan's page taken down. So I don't think Hassan would be going along with this if he knew that his page was going to get taken down. That's his whole bread and butter right there. So I
Right.
mean, time will tell. I mean, maybe that's part of the act too. Maybe Wax just selling wolf tickets. I don't
I
know.
think Hassan can build. Hassan is already a established name in this entertainment where I feel that even if he lost that page, how he markets and how he got to where he at to this day, he's going to be able to be relevant in what he says. Have you ever watched anything that he says? I
I've
feel like
watched I've watched a considerable amount of his
I feel like
content.
he's good because he's a good conspiracy theorist. He speaks to the conspiracy theorist community.
Yeah, the hip hop conspiracy theory community.
Yeah, so when you speak to them, they love him for that. I think that you can't go. It may be better for him that they take his channel and like, okay, boom, now it's hard to get that son. It may be reversed where it's like, because he speaks to the conspiracy theorist community.
Yeah, he's like the Alex Jones of hip hop right now.
Exactly, that's what I'm telling you. So
Honestly, I just think that he gets. I think YouTube is his sole. I think that's his biggest moneymaker right now.
YouTube,
That, yeah, that's where his content is at. I don't think he wants to lose that. It's a huge revenue stream, and I don't think that he would knowingly put that in danger like that. We're gonna see if Wack really follows through on this, But I wouldn't lose any sleep if Hassan lost his page. I think the whole thing is entertaining. I think Wack 100 is hip hop's number one troll right now. What he does on uh Clubhouse is quite a spectacle, man. Like he every day when I'm scrolling on YouTube, it's a new issue that he got. He talking about somebody's getting into beef with dudes from the neighborhood, Crips over here, Bloods over here, a
right
rapper. It's like,
now, this is a question I asked. Before I was like, hey man, do you think this guy is a part? Do you think Wack 100 could be the police?
it's plausible. It's
Yeah.
plausible. I don't think so though. I mean, he seems like a I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to tell. I
You
don't
know
think
how
so.
they say the
I
hip
don't have
hop
any.
police.
I
You
don't
know how
have any. I just don't have any evidence to really point that way. You know, um, I would be open to hearing some allegations though, but I will say this: Wack 100 has a show that, or at least clubhouse rooms that are really based around exposing people's paperwork and stuff like that. So if Wack was an informant and there was paperwork out there, I think it would have came out by now. Being that he's exposing a lot of other people. You know, if you bringing up people paperwork, you're making claims about people being a rat. It's only so long before somebody's going to come out with your paperwork and exposing things about you. You know, it hasn't come out yet. So until that, I don't really have any reason to think that he could be the police. But I will say this: when he says some things that Big U might have taken disrespectful during that recording, and Big U said something about, I'm dealing with Ramadan right now. I don't got time for COINTELPRO. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not saying that exactly, but that's an interesting point that you raised. It's a good question to ask, and it seems like Big U has referred to Wack 100 as COINTELPRO. So I don't know. I've heard people call them the
what
police
people
before too.
don't know. If people who don't understand what COINTELPRO mean is, it's
Mm-hmm.
a certain strategy that the police use where
Mm-hmm.
they would get somebody in your camp, right?
Yeah.
And they would use that person to pretty much cause issues and make problems so they could build a case. Uh, if I wasn't saying it correctly, is that what you feel that COINTELPRO is as far as the police, what they would do?
Yeah.
Pretty
Pretty
much.
much. Pretty much.
Okay.
Infiltrate. Get people who look like you to move
Right.
against. Yeah.
Start problems and call, chaos. And then, they wrap it up. But when I heard that, and by you saying that, it makes a great point because what is Wack 100 doing though? You get what I'm saying?
He's like you said. He's marketing. He's a manager. He's getting the people talking. He's getting the people going.
Right. And I just think that, I mean, from his actions, I can see from what Big U saying, and I can see that being an advantage to our enemies to the culture. I can see that being an advantage for them, that we just got so much chaos. We got so much arguing and chaos going on that, you know, but who am I? That's how I feel. I just feel like it's a whole bunch of dead air we talking about. I mean, you can line up 5 other at the top, other cultures, and I just don't think they're having these kind of conversations on Club.
Man, look. It's plausible. What you're saying is plausible. I'll go deeper. Is the whole goddamn hip hop game a force of COINTELPRO right now? Is this helping us right now? I mean, Wack 100 is not the only person engaging in this kind of nuttery. There's a whole bunch of other clubhouse channels. All the records right now is drill, murder, murder, kill, kill. It's hard to find a damn party record. You know what I'm saying? Everything's about sliding.
You want to shoot something up?
Yeah, I don't know if I would single Wack as the guy who's, I don't know. And then honestly, too, Big U is a really respected guy, but I also realize that things that he says about Wack 100 right now are going to be a little bit biased.
Right, but you got to think, and I had to go deep into this, because this is kind of like the biggest thing since the Tupac murder, okay, with the Nipsey Hussle.
Wow.
Yeah, as far as the artist, you know what I mean, getting gunned down by him. But what made it interesting is Big U took out his equipment out of Nipsey's studio.
That's true, but I really I'm not gonna. Well, I've heard that. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that.
But this is out of Big U's mouth too. I heard that out of his.
I respect that. I don't know how much of that was brought up on the audio though. And I do want to stick.
No. That wasn't brought up on the audio, but I wanted to bring that up just because on the audio they said that Big U said, "Hey man, he wanted 30% of what Nipsey was having," and he was like, "Hey man, why you weren't getting 30% when he was living?" So when I hear that, and when we go to when he took the equipment out, it just, I guess it could make Big U look bad. You know what I mean?
I think it did make Big U look bad, and I think that's why Big U didn't like the fact that that audio is out there. I thought what was very interesting about it, nobody has denied. I'm not gonna say nobody, but Big U didn't say that the tape doesn't exist. I'm not hearing a whole bunch of Crips on Clubhouse saying that Wack100's making this tape up. And if Big U was in a position where he's like, look, they have this tape, and in order for me to stop the tape from coming out, what I would need is 30%. I don't think that's I think that's plausible. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because Wack100 says a lot of stuff. I don't believe all of it's true. In fact, I know all of it's not true. So it's like, I don't really think he's the best credible source to be taking information from. But I will say this. Just the allegation makes Big U, to me, look bad, you know. But I'll say this too. He's probably going to look bad to people who already feeling some type of way. I think that people are going to look at this in very biased ways. I think people in blue is going to take Big U's side. And I think, you know, people who's running with that, you know, in that blood car is going to take Wack100's side, you know, and us on the sidelines is just going to be.
No. But I mean, they got some people in Wack set, you know, some of his OGs. I wish I could pull you up some of that audio, but some of them saying that he got kicked out of the car. Like, it's been news that he's a truck driver, that he's been a real truck driver. It was never like in there like that, you know. I mean, that's what one set of dude is claiming. That
I heard that too, but Wack100 is definitely making. We're getting conflicting reports on that. I mean, he's talking gangster stuff, and you know what? What we got to bring up also when you asking this, you know, we gotta bring up the fact that Wack100 is standing on everything he said. He's not looking for a plea like, oh, this, that, and the other. He's like, yeah, it's true. You feel me? Like, I said it, and what? I can say whatever I want to whoever I want.
Right.
That part about it, I respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not worried about whether he said the wrong thing about Big U. He's standing by his claim.
Realistic though. This is what I'm saying. This is what I tell people.
Okay.
I think when you speak like that, you're speaking like that because you have when you really gonna say that, hey man, I'm gonna say whatever I want about whoever, and I ain't gonna care what happens to me is another thing. But for you to just say, hey man, ain't nobody gonna touch me, I'm gonna just be able to say what I want, and it's disrespect, and I don't think it's real world. I don't think it's really real. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like he could just go around saying whatever he wants and saying that ain't nobody gonna touch him and nobody's gonna do nothing?
I don't think that's the words that he said. I don't think I ever heard Wack say that he can't be touched. He's saying that I said it, and whatever come with it, so be it.
Right.
He's moving with muscle. He is a boss. He's getting money. Even the people who I heard talking about he not this or whatever. One thing they said about Wack is he been known for getting money, and that means something in the hood. All of that, you know what I'm saying? Like tough guy stuff is one thing, but when you got enough money to keep goons around you, people got to deal with you a certain way. You can't, you know, he might really mean that. Like I can say what I want, and you know, if you don't like it, come see me about it. But it ain't gonna be as easy as, you know, the average Joe out there. You know, he's moving right. Wack100 was even talking about showing up to the interview early, casing out the joint. Sounded like he stashed a hammer behind the stairs or something like that. So he's definitely moving a certain way. He's on point to an extent. You know, anybody could get caught slipping. I actually even heard, we're getting a little bit off base, right? But I actually heard audio of J-Rock. Do you know who J-Rock is?
Yeah.
For the audience who might not know, that's Nipsey Hussle's former manager, and he was talking about the time where he knocked Wack ass out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so Wack has to know that he can't be touched.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess he want what come along with it. He signed up for this. I mean, the guy claims to have been a blood all his life. He's been to prison as a blood. I don't think he's ducking fades. He's definitely
ducking fades, but what I can tell you is I wouldn't want to hang around Wack, you know. As far as, you know, want to be hanging around you every day, because I just feel like what you're saying out of your mouth is harmful, you know, to people.
Yeah, there could be repercussions for that. And I think time will tell, you know. I think everybody who was in that interview maybe says a little bit too much, you know what I'm saying? I like academics, you know, but Hassan, 6ix9ine, Wack100, even, you know, as much as I like academics, that's the guy who made the war in Chirac. That whole situation was just a whole platform full of people who talk a lot. Who say things that will get them in trouble, you know. Did you catch the part where Wack100 asked Hassan about being, you know,
taken advantage of?
Yeah, taking advantage of. I don't want to say nothing to get the page taken down, though. We just getting started. We know that Hassan was touched as a youngster by one of the hip hop founding fathers, Africa Bambaataa, up until the ages of 14, 15. And Hassan even said that, you know, he still has love for him, you know, like he can't see himself doing something to Bambaataa because like he helped his mom with groceries and like gave her bread or something. But I was just like, whoa. When I heard that, like, because Wack100 was like, so, you know, you talking all of this gangster stuff. I'm paraphrasing, but Wack100 was like, I hear you talking all of this gangster stuff. Why are you talking this gangster stuff and you ain't see the man who took advantage of you when you was a boy? And you know, Hassan said something, you know, he seemed like he was backpedaling, making excuses, and Wack100 asked something like, oh, okay, so you liked it. Which I think is a little insensitive. We don't want to make fun of anybody that went through something like that, you know.
If he was a kid, you know what I mean?
He was a kid, you know. I'm not gonna take this opportunity to make fun of anybody that got taken advantage of as a kid. That's not funny. Shouldn't have happened. But it's interesting. It's a curious story. Like it does raise the question as to if you're talking about taking people's lives, you're pulling out guns on people or camera. Yeah, we want to know why you didn't go see that, man. And if you don't, like, that's just an inconsistency to me. It seems hypocritical. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn. You know,
a man took you against your will, but you out here, you know, you the body man. You feel me? I mean,
you would think he would be first on the list, right? Like,
why did those other guys go? Right. But,
yeah.
I
So
think
his
he
gangster,
yeah.
his gangster to me is in question.
No, I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't think so because I think that could be a part of why he's dropping bodies and why he's doing that.
Correct.
Right? You got to think. It's like it's taunting him. He know this, and it's like, damn. So now it's like anybody else ain't even playing with you. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
So
like it's like one of those things where you never know what somebody's going through, right?
right.
Like that
So
anger ain't even for you. You just you tick him off the wrong way. He got all of this deep seated stuff from childhood and end up lashing out on you. Honestly, I'll do a deep dive on what I think, man. And guys like Hassan, the toughest thugs are in dire need of a hug, man. You know what I'm saying? These guys are hurt, man. Hurt people hurt people. He probably needs to sit down and talk to somebody, a professional. And a lot of that has to do with people just not being intelligent, man. I honestly, I'll say this. Hassan, these conspiracy theories that he
right.
falls for, I think that that's a failure of critical thinking as a part of a whole bunch of bad ideas. And I think the people that he was around as a young kid failed him. And now you're a grown man and you never learned the ability to discern what's right and what's wrong in the world, or your ability to do that is skewed in such a way that I'm not qualified to really unravel everything that's going on in his mind. But I see somebody who's definitely troubled. I don't see him as just this tough guy like that. I think he's somebody who needs to talk to somebody. He needs to get some things worked out. That's
I think
my
we all do. I
perception.
think we all do. But hear me here. You said that. I mean, this is what I feel about Hassan. You said something about when he talks about the conspiracy theories. He goes out. I think that's his customer, and he has to market, and he does a great job of he bring interesting topics on what's going on in the world and how it's damaging our communities, and he's a big advocate for the conspiracy theorist community. So what I'm saying is you got to be like two ways. He has to think like, okay, these is my people. I get what y'all saying, like, because I'm thinking he's way off with, some of the conspiracy theories that he's saying. But he has to market to his base. He can't be coming out, go ahead.
If I could just cut in, I want
to
to ask you, with that being said, he has an audience that he has to cater to.
Right.
With that being said, do you think that he's buying into these conspiracy theories, or you think he doesn't really believe in them? This is just things that he's saying to appeal to a base. Because I think he's a true believer.
I think that he, like, some of this stuff is definitely clickbait material. It's definitely
true,
eye-opening that is gonna make. He knows what a conspiracy theorist want. He knows what they want to. He understands because he's one, so he understands that. But I don't know from him totally believing in it, from him marketing it. I can't tell you, but I can understand he knows the market, and if he totally believes in it, but I think he does do a little bit of clickbaiting, and he'll definitely,
Yeah, maybe he believes some of that stuff. Maybe he doesn't. I just don't know. I just don't. He doesn't strike me as somebody that's all that bright though. Like I think he could. He sees me as somebody who's susceptible to misinformation. I think he could fall for conspiracy theories just off of his upbringing, like how he says he was brought up. It seems terrible. It seems terrible. Yeah. So
but
I think. Go ahead.
One thing I could take for it's intentional on what his conspiracy theorist is. It's definitely about our community. It hits people where it hurts. So it's not like, I can understand, but he's going right after with our community, people dying. He's going after a lot of pain points that I think what it's gonna make is gonna hit people, man. That's uneducated. I
No,
don't
I
think
get it.
I think he's educated enough to know. Could he fall for some of it? Yeah, but I think he still have more sense than his following, that he understands that some of this stuff is just a little bit left. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Listen, don't ever underestimate somebody's stupidity. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can convince people to believe just about anything in this world, and I think he's somebody who will lie to get clicks. I definitely believe that.
You
You know,
get me? Yeah.
yeah, I think he'll do that, but I just think he's like I said before, he's like a Tucker Carlson, a Alex Jones, maybe like a young Pharaoh type of dude. Like, there's certain people who are just in that conspiratorial thinking sphere, and yeah, they're knowledgeable on the things that they're talking about, just like somebody who is a flat earther. They'll have all of these little facts that don't really make a whole lot of sense, but they'll be educated on the theory, but they're not really knowing enough about science to know that these theories are not based in fact. I think Hassan is one of those guys too. He doesn't strike me as somebody who's particularly well read. When he brings up stuff, it's not like this is well cited and sourced information. I just don't. I just think he's the average guy. Like, you know how many Hassan Campbells I done met in jail, at the bus stop? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a Hassan Campbell in every hood.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
Yeah.
what about Wack 100? How do you feel like his IQ? I mean, you were speaking on smarts and education and intelligence. What do you feel about Wack?
I don't know. I don't really know enough about him to make a fair
Right.
assessment right now. I think
Right.
he's a clever guy. Like, he's tricky. He knows how to figure things out. He gets money. He's we're talking about him right now. I always see him popping up on shows. I think he's savvy. But as far as, like, do I think Wack's an intellectual, an academic? No. Like, I don't. Nothing that he has said to make me feel that way. No.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, we have 52 minutes, about 53. What you think? You want to keep going, or you want to go ahead and wrap it up?
I think you had another story. I mean, these two were big stories. I think, did you have another story, or that was it? I mean, we could just get.
Well, in closing, we could talk about DeSantis in Florida. He just we it's hard for me to even get this out, but he made an election police force. So now we're gonna have, like,
Okay.
police for elections, because there's been a lot of claims of voter fraud and stuff like that from there's people who think Trump really won the last election and stuff like that. I thought it would be good to talk about because we are in Florida. But an interesting part of this story,
Go ahead.
DeSantis is putting election police here, right? We've actually saw claims of, not claims, proven cases of Republicans engaging in election fraud, and none of it's enough to change the outcome of an election. It's very, like, rare when it does happen, but the cases that we've seen people getting locked up for regarding to last election has been all Republicans.
Wow.
Now that I've seen, if somebody has another case, maybe y'all could get in the comments, set me straight. But when I see people getting locked up, it's Republicans. And this is good to bring up too. Trump actually won Florida by 400,000 votes. So I don't think that Florida is the place to really be worried about. It just seems like a dumb thing. But you got to think about DeSantis. right? This is why I think he's more dangerous than Donald Trump. You see how he put those election police in place? You know how people were saying like, "Oh, Disney's too gay."
Right.
All of a sudden, he attacked Disney, right?
Well, I heard it was no. I think it was the other way around. Disney said something about the "Don't Say Gay" bill. They didn't really support it. So
Yeah,
your guy Sanchez, I ain't gonna say your guy.
yeah.
He
Please don't say that.
he made it to where they had a special tax program they had Disney in. They snatched that. So now Disney has to pay more money now because of that.
No, no. The taxpayers, me and you, have to pay more money because of that.
Got you. Yes, for Disney.
So
Right.
what I'm trying to say is, the point I was trying to make is, DeSantis is making moves. See, Trump gonna do a lot of this. DeSantis banned 54 math books, took away Disney's exemption status. Now he has election police. All of this stuff is dumb, it's goofy, it's nuttery, but he's getting stuff done. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, he's more
Yep,
dangerous.
I got you. But hold on. Let's stop before we say it took away Disney's exemption tax status. I don't think it was for the taxpayers to pay for Disney. I don't want to misconstrue people there.
You know what? We need to
Yeah.
get some more story on this, but
Yeah.
the stories that I read, that I skimmed through, the whatever exemption status that they had,
Right.
taking it away could leave us on the hook for over $1 billion in taxes. Those are the reports I'm seeing. So
Right.
if you see something different, yeah, enlighten me. But that's what I've been reading. It's not going to do anything to help us.
Right. Wow.
And it damn sure ain't gonna hurt Disney. Disney's not hurting for money.
Right. Yeah. So, but it's a game that they're playing. It's meant to hurt Disney. I don't think it was meant because they said the comments about not supporting the gay bill.
Yeah. They don't support the Don't Say Gay bill. I also do not support the Don't Say Gay bill. We spoke on that in an earlier episode. But what I'm trying to say is, DeSantis, his dog in this fight is getting votes. Instead of worrying about real issues, rent in Florida too damn high. We got global warming to worry about. We got infrastructure we need to worry about. He's not worrying about things like that. Instead, he wants to attack Disney, attack math books, saying that they're racist and doing goofy shit. So this stuff gets people riled up. It makes people go to the polls and vote. They don't care if this stuff doesn't really. No, for Republicans, for DeSantis. That's why Trump won by 400,000 votes in Florida. These cultural issues get people riled up, and it gets them out to the polls. This stuff doesn't really matter.
You're basically saying, so your take in it is that by him doing outrageous things is getting him more votes? Is that what you?
Yeah, when he takes on culture war issues, don't say gay bill, Disney. Because, when he attacks Disney, what it says to Republicans is he's attacking gay people. There's people who feel like Disney has too many gay characters in the cartoons. They said they're going to start having gay characters in the cartoons, and they don't support the Don't Say Gay bill. So by going after Disney, it's throwing red meat to his constituents. They're like, yeah, we like that. We don't like Disney. We don't like gay people. So you're going after them. You're our hero now. These are things that people do. It's old tricks in the book, man. It's not fooling me.
Gotcha. I can definitely see where you're going with that. I can see where you're going with that. So you are against DeSantis. You feel like Florida is in bad trouble because we have him as our.
I think the world is a worse place because DeSantis is the governor. Yeah. He's running against Charlie Crist in the upcoming election, so I want to encourage everybody to get out there and vote for Charlie Crist. That way, maybe we could get some more regulations by way of environmental protection. Maybe we could get better books in the schools. It seems like there's an attack on education, on scientific thought and intellectualism. Things like that are under attack in Florida, and we really need to get out to the polls and vote against DeSantis in the upcoming election, gubernatorial election in Florida. And that's how I feel.
Got you. We got to make sure we have a certain kind of link or something we can attach them to on the next video if we supporting any causes, so they know how to, get. But
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, link people up with resources. Maybe remind them of when to get out there. I'm sure they're getting a lot of news, though, especially us in Florida. I'm getting text messages from people all the time reminding me to go to the polls. Do you get those?
Yeah.
Yeah. The audience may not know. I spent over 3 years doing fundraising calling in Florida for different Democratic political organizations. That's where I think I found my political voice.
That's where you found your political self. Yeah.
I think so. I came a long way, just the research and talking to people all the time. So I feel very passionately about those issues, especially in Florida, because we in Florida.
Yeah, we in the FLA, man. So all right. So look, man, we gave him a live one.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit him up with something again. I guess in a couple of days, we're gonna try to give him a couple, at least 2 to 3 long videos a week. And
I want to try to stay consistent. I'm trying to give him at least 2 a week.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do 2 or 3 a week. Yeah, I think 3 will be good. Giving them at least 3, but hey, man, we're going to keep it pumping for them. We're going to catch y'all on the next one.
Wait a minute, Bob. Yeah. Do you want to leave the people where to find you on your socials or plug something?
Now, it's Water God, Rob the Water God on Instagram. But we actually running a good promotion right now. We're trying to get new YouTubers up and coming, running on just being able to have somebody to edit if they don't have time to edit and certain other things. We know how to get them done for video production. So hit us up at Get More Global, where we try to handle that for anybody who need any little things done for their channel.
Sounds good. You'll have to leave a link for that in the video description.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to let the people know to comment on the video, say what you feel, let us know if you disagree with us. We try to build a community of people. This is a safe space to share your views and stuff like that. Also, I could be found on Facebook, Ja Israel on Facebook. That's JA space ISRAEL on Facebook. You have any other words to say in parting, Bob? I'll let you have the last one.
That's it for Shrewd News TV, man. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Yeah.